teammates die in Splatoon. Hopefully they get a kill before they do, but sometimes you have to play disadvantage. Rule number 1 is don't stagger. If you die, you're extending disadvantage for your team. When a teammate dies, recognize that the opponents have more resources in the form of a numbers advantage and are going to push you. Now, if you don't take any fights, you're going to give up way too much space for free. But if you fight like you ordinarily might in neutral, the odds of you ending up in a 2v1 and staggering are high. Be ready to position so that the opponents aren't allowed to take advantageous fights. In moments like these, it's important to be on the same page with your team in regards to what space you're holding and how far you're backing up. If one member thinks the team can hold court, but another thinks they should back up to plat, the first might take a bad fight and stagger. Once you've backed up as far as you've had to stay safe and your teammate has respawned, you can start thinking about retake. The enemies will have a positional advantage, so retake requires one of two things, and preferably both. A mistake from an enemy resulting in a pick, or specials. The strength of a special can make up for the enemy's positional strength, and you can begin retaking space. Once again, it's important to be on the same page as your teammates. When are we retaking? How close are we to specials, and when are we going to pop them? If I pop my special and nobody goes in with it, that's a resource wasted. Where are we retaking? If I throw my strikes in left side and my teammates dive in right side, they aren't getting the value from those strikes. What are we retaking with, and who's retaking? Which special is getting popped first, and who's going in with it? If we throw 2 displacement specials at a stack and nobody moves to contest it, the enemies will just retake it and will have wasted 2 specials. While it's important to stay flexible with how you retake in order to take advantage of moment-to-moment opportunities, much of this can be discussed by the team outside of the game. Disadvantage in retake is an extremely precarious phase of the game. It's easy to position imprecisely, stagger, and get locked out, particularly on certain maps. But as long as you're careful about not going down, building your specials, and coordinating with your team, it's much more doable than solo queue might have you think. In this clip, our RB gets a pick, but we end up going 2 down. The RB tries to back up to stay safe, but recognizing that they're getting pinched, they end up jumping out entirely. Now, our RB and Forge are alive and in the area, and I have my Zuka, so we decide to begin the retake. I pop my Zuka, get a pick and some chip, and our RB and Forge move into elbow. Now we pop Booyah Bomb to take left side, cutting off this retreating opponent and ensuring that the other enemies can't rotate to help the fight. Just like that, we've successfully made it through disadvantage and retaken mid. Obviously, this isn't the cleanest retake. After all, our pen was dead when we executed it. But because I saw our opponents flooding into a narrow hallway and my mid lines were ready to play off of it, I saw the opportunity for an effective Zuka. Splatoon is an incredibly dynamic game, and being flexible enough to adapt to opportunities like this is important. Retaking with our pen dead was certainly a risk. If the Zuka hadn't found anybody and I died, like I so nearly did, we'd have found ourselves retaking from our spawn with both our cooler and our Zuka offline. In the end though, it was the correct decision.